Thanks to everybody that's following the diary of a senior partner. I've had some good news today, and that is that I have been re-elected as a senior partner, having served a 3-year term, so another 3 years ahead of me, which I'm really excited about. On my way to Guildford, got a partnership council meeting, which is a high-level meeting of the partners. It's a sort of checks and balances committee, which just makes sure that we've got all the governance in place for how we're running the business. And that everything is moving in keeping with our objectives. But I wanted to just respond to a great comment that was made by Matthew in response to one of my posts. And he asked me about work-life balance, and also how politics can interact with your day-to-day work. So I thought I'd just give my views on that. First of all, when I started work, I worked for a trade union firm. So that really kind of gave me my ideology, if you like, around politics. And that's always really played a part in how I do my work. I'm somebody who really believes in giving back and in supporting those that are in greater need. And so that's really kind of something which feeds into everything I do, and that's really important. One of the key things at work is if you're purpose driven. So if you're purpose driven, then actually everything you do has a kind of value to it, which really motivates you to do really well. So my kind of purpose is to try and make a difference to the lives of my clients, but also to make a difference to society. And many years ago, I met a politician called Paul Boating, now Lord Boating, and he gave me some great advice as a lawyer in my 20s, as I was then. And what he said was, never forget your civic responsibility. So in all that you do, remember that you're part of a team society, if you like, and try and make society better. Don't just try and make things better for yourself, because if you have kids, they got to grow up in society, they got to go to schools within society and all of those things. So I've really been about civic responsibility, and a couple of tips here. One, I became a governor of my first school for a period, and that was great because I was sat around the table of the board of governors, and what I didn't appreciate at the time was that later on, when I was sat around the table with a board of partners running a business, a lot of those skills of managing and being involved with a business meeting really came from those early days of attending those kind of business meetings, even though it was a board of governors. And it just got me used to the terminology, when you're having a meeting, making sure you've got an agenda, making sure that there are good minutes that are taken, that not war and peace, but good solid minutes, that there are action items so that people know what they've got to do. That's really, really important. And then at the next meeting, your matters arising, so you go through the last set of minutes and those actions, and that's how you really make sure that strategically you stay on point. So a lot of that came from doing those kind of meetings back then, and they've really served me well as a partner. The other thing is that by getting involved in extracurricular activities, you're building a network. You're involved with other people from all different professions and walks of life, and that really gives you fresh ideas. And there's also a diversity of talent, different people that you'll meet, and that really helps you in driving forwards your business if you're a partner. So I've been involved in a number of charities. Back in my 20s, as well as being a board of governors, I set up a mentoring scheme called the Capital Mentoring Scheme. And creating something new gives you really interesting skills, because I then went on to set up other charities, and now I'm the chair of the Mary Seacole Trust, which is responsible for the statue of Mary Seacole at St Thomas's Hospital. When unveiled in 2016, it was the first statue of a named black female anywhere in the UK, so made history. But by being involved with that charity, I'm in the mix with dames and lords and people with CBEs, as well as just people that are doing day-to-day things. And that's been really, really important to open up my networks, which gives me access to a lot more people, a lot more organisations, and that helps me with a number of campaigns that I run. So work-life balance, incredibly important, but remember, I always say, do what you've always done and you get what you've always got. So try something different, but also just make sure that you do the job you're paid to do, but you create the job that you want. And that's really, really important. Because I'm purpose driven, I do the job I'm paid to do, but I do all the things that are really important to me, the things that I love. And therefore, in a way, my job has morphed into those other things that suits my purpose. And that really, really helps me. It gives me a great deal of satisfaction. And that means that my work-life balance is really good, because work is part of life, and I'm doing things that I really, really enjoy. And so the balance really means also taking time out and just relaxing and spending time with the family and so forth. So be purpose driven, remember your civic responsibilities, develop your networks, and enjoy. You're making a difference, and that's an incredible thing to do. Thank you for following A Diary of a Senior Partner.